Pickleball is exploding, but unfortunately, what's also exploding right alongside that is pickleball injuries. If you're gung-ho about pickleball, then the risk of injury is a clear and present danger. However, most injuries are preventable if you take the right steps. As they say, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. So be the player that never gets injured or rarely gets injured. Of course, freak accidents can happen, but the vast majority of injuries can be prevented. And in this video, we're going to cover the 3 key things you can do to drastically minimize injuries so that you can live a long and happy pickleball life. I'm Nicole Havlicek. This is Primetime Pickleball. We've helped thousands of players play better pickleball, and we can help you play your best game too. So please be sure to subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss out on any future videos. All right, let's dive into today's topic. Before you even step out onto the court with your paddle, you want to get your body ready for the level of activity that you're about to put it through. Despite what many think, there's a lot of starting, stopping, twisting, pivoting, and just generally a lot of explosive movements happening when you're playing pickleball in a variety of ranges of motions. It's a rude awakening for your body if you don't get your body temperature up, your blood flowing, your muscles activated and put through their paces in the various ranges of motion you're going to be using out there when you play. The best way to get your body ready and therefore help prevent injury is to use a dynamic warm-up. It doesn't have to take much time, but it does need to happen every time before you play. Here's a quick 7-minute or so dynamic warm-up routine that hits all the core areas. For the most part, you're going to want to go from sideline to sideline twice on each of these. Or if you choose to do some of the variations we suggest that can be done in place, then you can do 7 to 10 reps on each side. This will become clear as we go. Keep in mind that we're all different and have different current ranges of mobility and flexibility, so don't go for what you see being demonstrated here necessarily in the most advanced way. On each recommended exercise, approach the end of your range where you feel some resistance and a little discomfort, but not pain or substantial discomfort. Work at the edges of your range and no further to the point where you're forcing through and your form breaks down. So first you're going to jog there and back twice, just to get the blood moving and start the process of warming up the body. Next, we'll do sidestepping there and back. Face the same direction the entire time so that you sidestep in both directions. There and back twice. Next, we call this one Carioca. It looks like this, and we're starting to get some rotational movement going now in the hips. There's a lot of rotational movement in pickleball, so this is important. There and back twice on this one as well. Butt kicks are up next, and the name pretty much says it all. Kick your heels towards your backside, there and back twice. High knees are next, and they look like this. If you can't quite get your knees up to 90 degrees, then just get them as high as you reasonably can. Remember, some discomfort works as you approach the end of your range, but forcing past it just for the sake of hitting some imaginary goal is not good. Next up is tree huggers. Grip your knee and pull it up to your chest, there and back twice. Next up are Frankensteins. Swing on the way up and control on the way down. You can also modify these, so no need to get your leg up to 90 degrees on this one either if that range just isn't there for you. Go up to where your range reasonably allows. There and back twice. Next up is forward and backward lunges. Forward on the way there and backward on the way back. If you need a variation on this one, you can just lunge forward and stand up, and lunge backward and stand up. Also, if you feel a good stretch before your knee gets near touching the ground, then go up until you feel that good stretch and don't force things any further. 7 to 10 reps on these for each leg if you opt for the lunges in place option. If you put your hands on your knees here for stability, that's okay. Next, we'll do side lunges. Feel free to opt for the modified version where you're in place and go side to side. Also, you don't need to go so deep if you're feeling a good stretch without doing that. Go as far as is comfortable for you. 7 to 10 reps on this one as well if you're doing the in-place option. These are forward and backward hip openers. Go as high with your leg as is reasonable for you. Next up is shoulder circles. Do 10 forward and 10 backward. Last are forearm and wrist circles. 10 in one direction like this and 10 in the other direction. Those are the dynamic warm-up exercises that will hit all the core areas you need to get your body activated and properly warmed up for action on the pickleball court. Please get to the courts 10 minutes early and build this into your pickleball routine. It's so important to get this done every time. I can't emphasize that enough. If you're enjoying this video, please go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to this channel, and also hit that notification bell icon so you can be notified anytime we release a new video. Once you're done with your dynamic warm-up and you've taken to the court, of course, get your shots warmed up. Spend a few minutes on your dinks, your drops, your volleys, your drives, your serves, etc. I see a lot of people getting the court portion of the warm-up in, which is great. Yay. But I see a lot of people skipping over the dynamic warm-up. Please get that dynamic warm-up in. It's so valuable towards injury prevention, and frankly, you'll play better too because you'll be more limber. So getting that dynamic warm-up in is big tip number 1, and getting the court warm-up in as well is 1B. I view them as basically a unit. Big tip number 2 is to learn to use your kinetic chain when you're hitting all your shots. You'll hit better and more effortless shots because you're using your body correctly. And because you're using your body correctly, it will go a long way towards preventing injuries. A lot of injuries creep in over time because we're using small muscles to generate force when we really should be using the big muscles to generate force. The big muscles lead the way and are the source of loading up stored energy as we coil them up. Then they unload or uncoil and transfer that energy into the small muscles that ultimately transfer the energy into the ball. If there's a break in the chain or you place too much demand on the small muscles by tensing up and using them as the source of power, then that's when things are going to start to break down. We have tons of videos showing how to hit every pickleball shot correctly by using your kinetic chain. Simply start off by going to our YouTube channel. Go to the eyeglass that you see here and type in any shot that you're interested in. For example, type in third shot drop. All the videos related to that topic will pop up for you. Another example could be the serve, or forehand drive, backhand dink, or basically whatever. And there's sure to be a video that breaks down how to hit that shot correctly. Check out the videos that are right for you and get your kinetic chain working in your favor. Once you get your shots flowing smoothly, things just get more fun on the court, and furthermore, you'll be able to keep playing by steering clear of those injuries. After a pickleball session, it's important to incorporate a short but comprehensive post-game stretching routine that targets key muscles and muscle groups. That's big tip number 3. Stretching after a workout such as pickleball offers multiple benefits for recovery. First, it helps relax muscles that may have become tense during play. Also, it aids in the recovery of micro tears in muscles and relieves stress on tendons and ligaments. And beyond that, regular stretching enhances muscle flexibility, preserving and improving your range of motion by maintaining flexibility and mobility through a stretching routine. You can greatly reduce the risk of injuries. When your body can move within its intended ranges of motion, it minimizes the need for movements that compensate in other areas of your body. preventing a cascade of compensation that can lead to breakdowns and injuries. Here's a post-pickleball stretching routine that hits all the core areas. 20 seconds on each hold is good, 30 seconds on each is better. And you'll want to do each stretch at least twice. I recommend going through a full set once and then doing a second set. If you only have time for one set, then that's okay, but I'd try to get through it twice as much as you possibly can. Try to sneak a second set in before you go to bed, but the closer to post play, the better. Here's a breakdown of one set of stretches. Hamstring stretch. One leg in front, have it straight, keeping the back straight. Tip your upper body forward and send your hips back. Have your toe up. It's as if you're looking over the side of a cliff. Here you can already feel this stretch, or even before this point. Don't hunch forward with your shoulders or bend at the back. You can get a lot of stretch without a big lean here, so don't feel like you have to push it. If you want to get both hamstrings stretch at once, you can do them together like this. If you need some assistance on this, then you can hold the net post. Quad stretch. Grab your foot with the hand that's on the same side as the leg that you're stretching and pull until you feel a stretch. Keep good posture. Then do the other leg as well. Figure 4 stretch. If you have good balance, then you can go ahead and do this stretch as shown here. I tend to like assistance on this one, so I'll grab the net post. Be sure to do both legs. This stretch gets the hips and the glute. Hip flexor stretch. Grab a towel or your sweater or some kind of cushioning for under your knee on this one. Keep your back straight and push your hips forward. You can reach up if you want to, but if you're feeling enough of a stretch without doing that, then that's just fine as well. Do both legs. While we're down here, we'll also do a butterfly stretch, which hits the adductor muscles. Sit with your feet together and push down gently on your knees with your elbows until you feel the stretch. Hold here. Calf stretch. Get up against the net post or some other firm spot. Have your heel down, your toe up, straight leg, and lean forward gently. Get the other calf as well. Tricep stretch. Now we're going to move to the arms. We'll hit the triceps like this. Stretch both triceps. Arm across. Next, you'll send your arm across your body in front like this to open up the upper back and back of the shoulder. Make sure you do each arm. Arms back. Next, we'll clasp the hands behind the back and raise your arms up in the back. This opens up the chest and the front of the shoulders. Forearm stretch. Lastly, we'll stretch the forearms. Fingers up and palm away. Pull the fingers towards you. Then fingers down, palm towards you, and push the back of the hand towards you. So these 3 things are huge for injury prevention and will go a long, long, long way towards helping your body be more resilient and prevent injuries. Dynamic warm-up pre-play, use your kinetic chain while you're playing, and use static stretching for your cool down after you play, and to help make sure your body stays loose and is ready to go the next time you play, which may very well be tomorrow. All this has a cumulative effect both ways. If you skip these things, you're spiraling downward. Your body keeps getting stiffer and stiffer, and you lose flexibility and mobility over time. It's just how it is. If you do it, not only will you keep the flexibility and mobility you have, you'll build on it. So build this in as part of your pickleball routine. Your body will thank you. I want to send out a huge thank you to Taylor Bryant. He's big on fitness and movement and injury prevention. As you can see, he's a pretty fit guy. It was so much fun to collaborate with him on this. Thanks, Taylor. As helpful as we think the tips we're sharing in today's video are, there's more to achieving success on the doubles court. Want a complete A to Z step-by-step blueprint for playing winning doubles pickleball? Check out our dominating doubles system today. Go to doublesystem.com to learn all about it. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and share. For more pro player pickleball tips, techniques, strategies, and more on how to take your game to the next level, please visit primetimepickleball.com. You'll find a clickable direct link in the video description below. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one, and until then, happy pickling.